When we mention we want to provide a maintenance measure, that how this computer set can be maintained to work for a long time, you shouldn't bring in again the ICT tool. That way ICT like a computer can be maintained. No, that is repetition. What you do, you normally continue and say this ICT tool can be maintained by updating the operating system or the software, by covering after use, and you can add on another measure, that is by proper switching off of the computer, or by proper switching off, which we learned about under senior 2 and senior 1. That was computer hardware and system startup. So that point has included the identified ICT tool, description, and a measure. So you'll be seeing that a scholar will be providing you or marking using these codes. I stands for identified ICT tool, D description, M stands for maintenance measure. So if I want to continue with the second response, you can normally still use the following terms, like furthermore, next, in addition, additional, more so. So let me use furthermore. So we shouldn't leave a line. In other words, for example, as you had stopped here, you should not skip the whole line. What you can do, you can follow a line here. Maybe you had started from here, then you follow the line here, then you begin a new point or new response like here, without skipping a line. So second response, furthermore, a printer can also be used by the secretary to print out the hard copies of activities of integration and assessment examinations. Or the best way, you can say, furthermore, a printer can also be used by the secretary. Full stop punctuation, and then you add on, this will help her or him to avoid repetition, because if you bring in this will help secretary, already you had mentioned secretary, that means you had made a what? A repetition. So we should also think about that. So you continue and say, this will help him or her to print out hard copies of activities of integration and assessment examinations. That means you had mentioned that is identification of ICT tool and you have described it. Then the last paragraph, still as we did in the first response or point, you end up with the maintenance way or measure, and you say this ICT tool can be maintained. Remember, it was a printer, but to avoid repetition, still we shouldn't bring in again a printer.